What I have to show you today is an Edison spring motor machine. These came out in around 1895, 1896. What happened was Edison's original machine was the Class M, and that was an electric machine. And then the Chicago Talking Machine Company started taking the tops of the Class M and mounting it on a box with a spring in it, and people were taking their Class M's and doing that to it. So Edison decided it's time to come out with a spring version of the Class M. So that was basically this, the spring motor machine. And let me try and get the lid off. I find these lids a bit cumbersome. It wasn't very long after this that Edison went to the new style case where the lid was just on the top here. It didn't cover the whole machine like a sewing machine lid. But this is the spring motor machine. These were made in 1895. Originally, the motors were from the Chicago Talking Machine Company. And then 1896, Edison came out with this with its their own spring motor. The motor in this machine is really quite heavy. This is a heavy phonograph. It was able to play 14 records on one winding, so that's pretty amazing. It didn't last very long because in 1901, they redid this in the new style cabinet and changed the name to the Triumph. So really, the spring motor machine lived on as the Edison Triumph, which lasted for quite a number of years. So I'm going to bring you in to take a look at this really nice machine. You can see the top looks a lot like a Class M, or the electric version of the phonograph that Edison came out with. This one's really clean. Oh my goodness, look at it. It's like brand new. There's the early automatic reproducer. There's the unusual shaver on this one. It's got the trademark here and the trademark there. There's our on-off. Look at the size of that pulley. It's pretty big. And then the mandrel, it's kind of inset there. You can see how that's done, not like the later ones. You can tell this is an early version because look how the reproducer's attached. These two things have to be removed and these two things have to be removed in order to take it out. As opposed to later, it was kind of like a lever here. Let's take a look at the underside of the reproducer. What's nice is it has its own little drawer there, and look at that. Oh, the crank. These are the best. National Phonograph Company cranks. These are the coolest, the earlier ones. Later they got rid of this part, this ID plate on it, but I love these. They're cool. We're gonna play it, and the record I'm gonna use is in this box. And here it is. It's a brown wax cylinder. And it's an early one because I tested it out beforehand and I had to slow the machine down quite a bit to make it play. The earlier cylinders were recorded at around 120 RPM and the later ones are 160. So this must be an early one. And you can also tell by the announcement. So let's get this on. Wasn't that a great record? I love these early wax cylinders. They really are from the dawn of recorded sound. And in that era, the early era, most of them were used for coin and slot machines. So not many of them survived, and if they did, they're usually worn out. That might be kind of like the trailing edge of that era. So it might be, 1890s at some point. But that was a good one. It sounded pretty loud considering how early it was.